Happy Sunday. Let's have a weird or different version of behind the scenes for content creation. Today's behind the scenes is an epic fail on my part. Let me be very clear. This is no reflection on the brand. This is no reflection on where I'm going to go. This is no reflection on the company that invited me. This is no reflection. Zero reflection on them. This is 100% on me. And now today's lesson, which should never have happened from an OG content creator, is going to encourage you as a new content creator. Let me just say this. Even if you're not into content creation, not everything is paid, right? Not every experience is paid. Sometimes you'll get things that are just based upon just to go for the experience, right? And you really have to make a decision. Even when you're early in the game, you'll hear people say, oh, you got to just take the free stuff. No, you need to take the free stuff or the things that you want to do when it's something that you want to do. Okay, if it's something that you don't want to do, even if it's paid, you just don't take it. Like, you don't have to say yes to everything. I want us to get that in our spirit really, really quick. But for today's behind the scenes lesson, let's really just have a quick conversation about saying yes to something and not really counting up the costs. No matter if the event is free or not, it's going to be at some cost to you. Even if it's just a drive to the event, like I am doing right now. I have a big old SUV and the Chevy Traverse, and it takes gas to put into this car, which I just filled up gas yesterday. So there's the gas. Or if you needed an Uber, there would be an expense there, right? So you're putting out money on Uber, or you're putting money out on gas. That's the expense. Then you have the situation once you get past the gas is that, you know, you may feel like you need a new outfit. And let me just be very clear. I need you to shop your closet, because these events I go to, a lot of them are very much a lot. And so if you buy a brand new outfit every time you have an event, baby girl, sir, whoever you are, they, thems, I don't, all of us need to understand we need to shop our closet, because buying a new outfit every single time you have to be somewhere is just, it's not economically sound. So let's not do that. But sometimes every now and again, you know, there's a theme or there's a color or something that you don't have. And so now you have to put that into there. So there's that. Then there's just the time and effort of getting dressed. Now today I'm extremely casual because it's not a fancy restaurant that I'm going to. It's a casual restaurant. It's nothing elevated. So I don't feel the need to be elevated. I'm nowhere near, and I'm not bummy in any type of way. But I can be casual. And so I'm going to choose to be casual. Here's where my personal epic fail is, and this is the lesson for you, is that don't go somewhere where it's like, this event that I'm going to is about maybe an extra hour outside of Philadelphia, maybe like an hour and 15, even with tolls. And then I'm going to probably go the way that doesn't require tolls. And that's just because I'm from Lancaster. So I like more of a scenic route. And it's Sunday. It's a pretty nice day out, really windy, but nonetheless nice day. I have 2 more events, and they're like one at 3, one at 7. Now the one at 3 is about in Delaware. Delaware from where I live, is literally 30 minutes away from my house. The other event is in Philadelphia, so that's a no-brainer. This one is going to be an hour and 45, maybe possibly by the time I go the no toll road. Not because I don't have the money for the toll, because I have the money for the toll. It's just like, again, I'm from Lancaster. I like more of a country scenic route. So now that I'm traveling an hour and 45, and even if I had taken that hour and 15, it's like I have to ask myself, is an hour and 15 with no pay, this is a non-paid collaboration, is an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 45 minutes, is it worth the drive, the energy to put into this to go? I can't say that it is, because I haven't gone there just yet. But what I should have done was said, an hour and 10, 15 minutes, an hour 45, yeah, I'm going to pass. And again, I want to say this very explicitly. This has nothing to do with the company. They invited me. I could have said no and just moved on and went about my way. How do you say no to a collaboration when they ask you to come to something that you don't want to go to? I'm not saying that I don't want to go to this. I'm saying I just didn't really fully count up the costs, and the cost of gas or just the cost of driving, all that wear and tear on the vehicle, none of that. You have to consider all of those things, because those things matter. How do you decline on a collaboration that you're like, you know what, the cost just does not make sense for me? You just have to say, thank you so much for the invitation. I am so grateful that you reached out to me. However, at this time, I'm not accepting any unpaid collaborations, and that's it. Consider me, please keep me in consideration should you have a budget going forward. That's going to come off as, I'm not coming out unless you pay me, which could be true. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's bigger bigger people in content creation that would have never, they wouldn't even have sent that to somebody knowing that they would have had to pay them. If I was anybody else, I'm not going to name drop because I don't want to make it a negative thing to those people, because they've earned their spot, right? I feel like you also have to understand that people have earned their spot. I'm not saying that I haven't earned mine, because honestly, this is I rarely do stuff like this where it's unpaid. I'm gonna be really honest with you. But I've gotten to the point where, here is the thing. Businesses will make a market off of your reel, off of your content, and they're going to make money and sell things, and that their lives are going to go on. Not paying you is a disjustice to yourself, because you're worth being paid. Doesn't matter if you're first on the scene or new on the scene or OG, your content is worth being paid. If they reached out, they saw the potential, and therefore they should go ahead and pay for it. It's part of the marketing plan. And if you are a company and you're watching this and you're saying, well, I don't have the budget. What do you mean you don't have the budget? You have a marketing plan. This is marketing. This is advertisement. You're getting free advertisement and marketing. So you have a budget, because every company has to have an advertising and marketing budget. I don't know any company, including myself, that doesn't have an advertisement and marketing budget. I have a marketing budget as well. So know your worth. Double it sometimes. This ain't even a probably. Let me be very clear. Anything that's more than 30 minutes out, I'm not going to do, unless it's purely paid. I know. And the reason is this: my time is valuable. I have been very much known, what I put into the atmosphere is I'm known to do quality work. I show up. This particular collaboration I was actually supposed to do yesterday, but I ran and had an injury, and I needed to rest my foot was killing me, and I needed to rest it. So although I wasn't able to give them a 24-hour turnaround time, which is usually what I would normally do, we're going to just make up for it and go today and get it done and keep it pushing. And again, this is no disrespect to the company that invited me. This is no disrespect to the company itself. But this will be the last time I travel more than 30 minutes to anywhere where it's not worth it. You know what I mean? Like, I could see if there was a celebrity that I was coming to meet with, and there was like a meet and greet that I really wanted to go to, or even a brand that I really like. Like, let's say I got invited to New York and it was from a brand that I like. Let me give you, I don't even know what brand I would be able to say, but like, let's just say L'Oreal had something. It was a pop-up and they wanted me to come there, and it's in New York. Those types of situations are different. Nobody's usually paying you to come to a pop-up. And coming to the situation where you were invited by a brand, I'm going to show up for that, because you're trying to build longevity. So there's a difference. I'm not trying to build longevity with this company that I'm going to go to. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm being completely honest. Unless they're going to have more places to go to, which I'm sure they could, because I think they have several locations. And if they're not paying, probably this will be a one and done. But for brands that you're trying to build longevity, if Neutrogena invited you to somewhere, you would go, because again, you're trying to build longevity. And the fact that you were in their radar says a lot. This is not one of those types of situations. So yes, there are times when you will go somewhere that's further than 30 minutes, and you will do that because you're trying to build long-term relationship. I never want any brand that I work with to be a one-off. I don't want to do just one collab and then we keep it moving. Like, I prefer to pitch something that's even longer, because when you pitch something that's longer, you build relationships. Now you got names, you got emails, you got conversations, you got faces. Like, I work with GM, and I work with Toyota. I have contacts in both companies, and I have a long relationship with them, both companies, collectively and separately. So longevity is what I'm building, not just a quick one-off. So if you are in the game and you're starting out, remember the two things. Don't do something that you don't want to do. Well, there's a couple things. Don't do something that you don't want to do. Don't go out of your way to do something, especially when it's unpaid and it's not something that's going to build longevity. Yes, there's times when you do things because you want to build your resume. In the beginning, you're trying to build your resume, but even in the building of your resume, be very selective who you choose. And you'll say, well, I wouldn't know who to choose. Ask yourself, will this cause me to be able to do something with it? For instance, I've been taking a step back from doing a lot of collaborations with even the people here in Philadelphia, but it's not personal. It's because I've built my resume to the point where I feel like I don't have to say yes to everything anymore. And in the beginning, I did a lot of showing up. I was doing 2 and 3 events at any given point. But like I've told other people who are coming in, start to even pull back even when you start, because doing 2 or 3 events is cute, but doing 2 or 3 events is cost effective. It's a lot of timing, and it's too much sometimes. So be very selective selective in who you're choosing to do collaborations with, whether the distance is 15 minutes or 30, because you can go to the events here in Philadelphia that just don't make sense. You know, you're doing all these things, you're going to that stuff, and you're like, it's 15 minutes, but it's like, it's not even worth it. Only you know what you're worth, and only you know what you're willing to deal with. If you're not willing to do something, then don't simply do it. Fight your way out of feeling like you have to do everything and be everywhere you don't. So I'm going to end this video by saying this is probably one of my, not my first, because I've had epic fails along the way, and as a content creator, you're going to have epic fails. So when you experience like this epic fail, I'm just going to take the hit, be professional, do my job, and finish the day. Like I said, I have 2 more events today. This one event is not going to be the make or break, but it is an eye-opener for me to make sure that I continue to go back to what I've been saying from the very beginning, is to make sure you're doing what you do because you love it. And if and when you decide you don't longer love it and you don't want to do it, here's a key: simply don't. We make these big things and all these elaborate thought processes about what we shoulda, coulda, woulda, but the reality of it is simply don't. Do what you feel is honorable to you, and